Next up is Crazy Stupid Love, written by Dan Fogelman.
Steve Carell plays Cal, freshly divorced and completely out of his element. Unable to navigate his newly single life, Cal meets super smooth Jacob,
I'm gonna help you rediscover your
who
manhood.
shares his highly successful methods of picking up women.
Can I buy you a drink? Wanna get out of here?
As Hal becomes the suave and sophisticated player he always dreamed of being, he quickly discovers that his one true love is his ex-wife,
Should not have jumped out of that car.
played by Julianne Moore, in this romantic comedy about second chances.
Well, we've all just seen it, and I want to welcome to our panel one of our esteemed directors sitting in to review this film because he felt so passionate about it. Shawn Wright, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for finally getting to the W's.
Who wants to start us on story?
I think I will.
I think you should.
I actually thought the story was probably the strongest part of this. It really doesn't waste any time. The very first scene, we get the status quo of Julianne Moore saying she wants a divorce from Steve Carell because she cheated on him. Cue the sappy music, and we follow Steve Carell as he basically attempts to rediscover his man side. And it was great, especially when he is under the wing of Playboy Ryan Gosling. I feel like the magic really starts to happen.
Dan Fogelman wrote Cars and Tangled, and I think he really should be commended for this project. I mean, it's a real, sincere attempt to tell a character-based story with real-life situations, and I really enjoyed it.
What I loved is that you really didn't see anything coming. It was very unpredictable, and I mean, that's all I'll say about that. Just definitely watch it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But of course, that's not to say that this film is perfect. It kind of slumps in the middle a little bit because there are so many different romantic stories that are going on.
Yeah, it's not a traditional Hollywood narrative. I mean, it kind of wanders. It's an ensemble piece, so we kind of spend time with characters, and then we wander to next to the other storyline. And what I really responded to the most was the relationship between Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling's characters. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Like, perfect Hollywood romance, just really beautiful banter between two real, honest people.
I'm very nervous.
I'm getting that.
Okay, because I know I seemed confident back at the bar, but that was mostly just because I was cold and wet and trying to be dramatic.
That being said, I did think that there was kind of a hiccup towards the end of the film. I thought the third act kind of sagged a little bit. I thought, you know, I mean, this is keeping with this sort of realistic attempt at approaching character. I felt like we kind of lost the tone a little bit in the final sequence.
What about the performances? What do you think about Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling?
Well, I will say that there's a big just hole in my heart after Steve Carell left The Office. I needed to see him again, and I did. And he was in top form in this movie. He was perfect in this movie. What I love about Steve Carell as an actor, he's kind of just the perfect combination of sexy and cute. Yeah. He is, but I mean, I had a little crush. I have a little crush now on Steve Carell after this movie. But he has a really interesting combination of, you know, having this really great comedic timing and also being able to really tap into his emotional side. Being able to do that really worked well for him in this film.
Steve Carell hits all the right notes in this thing. You know, he's funny in a lot of scenes, and you really buy his sort of loneliness and his sadness. And if you want to talk about great screen acting, the chemistry between him and Julianne Moore, it almost goes beyond the word chemistry. Right. You really believe that these people have been together in a relationship for 25 years, a marriage.
I made an effort when we were younger, didn't I? I mean, miniature golf and dancing. You were such a great dancer.
I had to be. You're such a good miniature golfer.
What about Ryan Gosling?
I think he's one of the 5 best actors working right now, and I feel like this is a great example of that. I mean, he's playing a character that could be really one-dimensional, kind of, you know, like a Lothario that just kind of chases women and we don't really care about him, but he makes him so endearing, and I really think he's the best part of the movie.
It was really revealed through his relationship with Emma Stone. That's really when he sort of saw him come out of his shell and become this entirely different guy. And, you know, Ryan Gosling is this actor who, after Half Nelson, got him an Academy Award nomination. He's been getting comparisons to the greats of all time, you know, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Marlon Brando. And there's a scene in this movie where Ryan Gosling has his head on Emma Stone's lap and he's talking about his father. And I couldn't help but think about a very similar scene in Last Tango in Paris, where Marlon Brando is talking to Maria Schneider about his father. It's in a much more negative light, but you still could see sort of the comparisons between these two guys, and it really shows that, yeah, Ryan Gosling is one of the best actors out there today.
It seems like the directors should get a little bit of credit for the tone tone and the timing and the performances and the look of the film. What about John Requa and Glenn Ficarra?
They did I Love You, Philip Morris with Jim Carrey just a couple of years ago. And I think what they really bring to it is this sort of balance of tone between very sad and very funny at the same time. That's a very, very hard balance to strike and maintain.
I love the wardrobe in this movie. It seemed like they really had a lot of fun.
It was fashion porn. It was awesome.
It was wonderful. I wanted to dress in Steve Carell's suit by the end of the film.
I think that we should take it to a vote. So if you could reach for your tickets.
I don't know if it all works together as one cohesive unit, but there are so many beautiful moments individualized in this movie that I think it's well worth watching at home. So I say stream it.
This is a movie for people that don't usually like romantic comedies. This was a stylish, cool romantic comedy that hasn't happened in a long time. So I definitely say see it.
Nice.
It hit every beat fantastically, creating a very sexy and very funny film. So definitely a see it.
Well, I would say that the craziness of this movie is a little bit stupid, which is unfortunate. Okay. But the fortunate part is that it's also quite lovely. Because there's a very talented cast on display, and I think that's worth a see it.
Yes. Yes.
We have 3.5 tickets for Crazy Stupid Love, which is a see it.
It's a see it, Ryan.